Hi everyone. Today we celebrate the feast day of Saint Polycarp. And with this saint, I think we have something that is kind of rare for our tradition in the church. We have a saint who is from the early church. He was a disciple of John the Apostle, and so died in the year 155. So he was very much almost a contemporary of Jesus himself. So a saint that was very early on in the church, but one that we know quite a bit about. There is a whole description of his martyrdom, of his death. And St. Polycarp did a lot of writing and put a lot of St. John's things together, but he's most known for this depiction of his death, actually. And so it depicts his death that he willingly arrested during a persecution by the Roman Empire, and he is brought to his death by a funeral pyre. They were going to burn him, and he went willingly to this. He took off his clothes and his shoes, and when they wanted to nail him to the pyre, he said, "There's no need. The same power that Jesus is giving me and the Holy Spirit will keep me firmly fixed here." So they didn't even have to nail him to that pyre. And there's this just wonderful description of his death that it was like sweet incense rising up to the Lord. How does someone do that? How does someone go willingly to their death, even being content to do so? In St. Polycarp, we see what so many of the saints had, and that's an unshakable faith in Jesus. An unshakable faith that says that he is Lord of the dead and the living. That it doesn't matter whether we live or die, we are the Lord's, as St. Paul says. It's an incredible faith that, as we look to the martyrs of the church, we reverence, but when we think about it ourselves, is that something that we really have? I'd say for most of us, including myself, that's not something that I've cultivated yet in my life, but something that I hope to. That unshakable faith is something we're all called to. Not that we're all called to be martyrs necessarily, but we're all called to put our lives on the line for Jesus. We're all called to have that unshakable faith that tells us even that we can cast out demons in the Lord's name, as the disciples do today in the gospel. That we are chosen children of God, and that he never abandons his children in life or in death.